Tahiti. They're in the gate. And they're off. Even start. Accuracy and Nafisa are going to vie for the early lead. Philippa's a close-up third, and Scarlet Avenue down at the rail in fourth. Tahiti is next, and Affair at the back of the field. Accuracy, Nafisa, 1-2 around the first turn, with Scarlet Avenue hugging the rail, a close-up third. Then it's Philippa fourth, 3 lengths off the lead, and in between horses, Tahiti is next, and another 2 back to Affair. They swing on to the backstretch behind Accuracy, who leads at a half a length to Nafisa. 2 more back to Scarlet Avenue and Philippa side by side. Tahiti continues outside of that pair, and now it's 4 back to Affair. They have 4.5 furlongs to go, and it's Umberto Rispoli and Accuracy carving out the fractions, prompted by Nafisa just a half length back in second. Scarlet Avenue is down at the rail. Philippa in between horses gets a little nudge, and Tahiti is fifth. The distance getting greater back to Affair. 3 furlongs to run. Accuracy, Nafisa. Accuracy now starts to sprint away. And there goes Accuracy. Accuracy has put 3 lengths on Nafisa, and now it's 4 with a quarter of a mile to go. Philippa outside of them, and Scarlet Avenue there at the top of the stretch. And Accuracy is putting on a show. A 10-length lead with a furlong left to go as Scarlet Avenue takes second and Nafisa third. A sparkling performance from Accuracy, who is all alone. Accuracy wins by close to 15 lengths. Scarlet Avenue second. Then Philippa in front of Nafisa. We're in the gate. And they're off. Fearless Soldier is going out for the early lead, joined by British Isles and Ooh Babe along the rail. 3 of them across the course, and Fearless Soldier just drifts out just a touch while having the lead over Ooh Babe. Those 2 come into the stretch, 2.5 clear of British Isles, who backs off third. Then Lottery Pick and Fireman Dan right together, 3 clear of Joy Rider. They're coming toward the wire for the first time, and it's Fearless Soldier controlling the pace. The favorite has it by 2.5 lengths. Down at the rail, Ooh Babe in second, and British Isles relaxed 6 lengths off this loose leader. Lottery Pick inches up outside of him, Fireman Dan, and Joy Rider at the back. It will be Fearless Soldier all alone, with 5.5 furlongs to go, with a 4-length lead. Ooh Babe is a very comfortable second. It's another 3 lengths back, stride for stride, British Isles and Lottery Pick. Then 2 more back to Fireman Dan with no change in the running order, and another 3 to Joy Rider. Umberto Rispoli once again loose on the front end with Fearless Soldier. It's a 5-length cushion over Ooh Babe coming to the half-mile pole. Another 1.5 lengths to British Isles and Lottery Pick. 2 more back to Fireman Dan, who's 3 in front of Joy Rider. Around the far turn, Fearless Soldier by 3. Lottery Pick starts to rev up, overtaking Ooh Babe for second. British Isles, white blinkers, guided off the rail for his rally, and then Fireman Dan. They're at the top of the stretch, and Fearless Soldier turns for home, still handridden. 3.5 length lead over Lottery Pick. British Isles on the outside of him. Inside the 8th pole, Fearless Soldier by 4. British Isles moves into second on the outside of Lottery Pick. It's the Rapoli Silks again. Fearless Soldier all the way. 4-length W over British Isles. Lottery Pick and Joy Rider for a Rispoli McCarthy double. For Delta Galil Fontana DC, day at the races. Up next, the third. There are no changes, 23 minutes. They're in the gate. And they're off. Cody Boy has good natural early speed, as does Haywood along the inside, so it's Haywood just in front. Tequila Talkin is hustled hard in between horses, and Cody Boy just outside of that pair. Then Riverwalk down at the rail, Southern Slang, and Simplexity at the back of a compact field. It's Haywood who passes the half-mile pole a half length in front of Tequila Talk in second. Then Cody Boy's Southern Slang inches up, takes third. At the rail, Riverwalk and Simplexity is 6 lengths off the lead, while well off the rail. Haywood takes him to the quarter pole with a 2-length advantage coming for home. Down at the rail, Riverwalk inches closer. Tequila Talkin', Southern Slang outside of that pair there at the top of the stretch. And it's Haywood with a 3-length lead. Riverwalk takes second, followed by Southern Slang on the outside, who's battling for that second spot. Behind them, Tequila Talkin', Cody Boy, Simplexity picking it up a bit late, but it's all over as Haywood ran them off their feet, handridden to a 7-length blast off. Riverwalk second, Photo for third, Cody Boy and Southern Slang. In the gate, and they're off. Chili Philly is out quickly. Renatus has some early speed. How about Pavel on the outside is up to battle for the lead with only after midnight. So those two go on with it, and it will be How About Pavel clearing off to lead it by 2. Only after midnight in second. Then it's Chili Philly, and Renatus is down at the rail in the red colors fourth. Then Brazen Gator, Mrazek's Old Dream is second to last, 2 lengths clear of Hey Jesse. 8 lengths covers them, swinging on to the backstretch. And it's How About Pavel leading the way, prompted and pressed by only after midnight second. It's 2 more back to Chili Philly, and Hector Barrios has the favorite, Renatus, very comfortable at the rail in fourth and just 3 lengths off the lead. Another 3, Hey Jesse makes a 3-wide bid outside Brazen Gator, leaving Mrazek's Old Dream at the back. Past the half-mile pole. And it's How About Pavel leading the way, has it by a half length to only after midnight in second. Renatus and Chili Philly are still right together. Then Hey Jesse fifth on the outside, 4 off the lead. As they come toward the quarter pole, the 2 trailers still, Brazen Gator and Mrazek's Old Dream. Now they're at the quarter pole, and Chili Philly makes another bid, and Chili Philly comes to engage How About Pavel and takes the lead at the top of the stretch. Renatus has a lot of work to do. Hey Jesse in the center of the racetrack, and Brazen Gator between horses. Chili Philly with a 16th of a mile to go. Renatus getting going, but has 3 lengths to make up, and time is out. It will be Chili Philly. Renatus a hard charging second. How about Pavel and Hey Jesse? In the gate. And they're off. Even start. Stopping a tray in the center. Joint Venture has speed. Lansdowne is in between them, and even Tom and Jazzy joins from the extreme outside. Stopping a tray is now in fourth. Zimbo Warrior along the rail fifth. The 2 trailers, Vanzi and Tyshawn at the back of the field. So it's Joint Venture and Tom and Jazzy. Those 2 have sprinted 4 lengths clear. Lansdowne winds up in third, followed by Zimbo Warrior on the rail in fourth. 2 clear of Stopping a tray. Inside of Vanzi and Tyshawn at the back, about 10 lengths off this battle between Joint Venture and Tom and Jazzy, who is pressing the favorite on the outside. 4 lengths back, Zimbo Warrior gets a perfect setup. He's racing on the inside of Lansdowne. 4 more lengths, Stopping a tray, hard ridden between horses. Vanzi, Tyshawn inches up inside of that pair. Joint Venture inches 3/4 of a length now in front of Tom and Jazzy second into the far turn. With Zimbo Warrior asked to get after them now in third. He is angling outside of a weakened Tom and Jazzy. Tyshawn has moved from last all the way into fourth. 1/4 of a mile to go. Joint Venture, was he softened up is the question as Zimbo Warrior tries to get to him. Joint Venture still doing it well. Has it by a length. On the inside, Tyshawn, these three are dominating. They turn for home. Tyshawn cuts the corner on the inside of Joint Venture. Joint Venture, Tyshawn, Zimbo Warrior on the outside. A final furlong for Joint Venture, trying to repel this bid from Tyshawn, and he has a 2-length lead with a 16th to go. It's Joint Venture, Tyshawn, very game, a final try. Joint Venture all the way under Ricky Gonzalez gets the favorite home over Tyshawn. Then it was Zimbo Warrior and a long way to stop in a tray. They're in the gate. And they're off. Quick start for Jetfire. Osage Creek on the outside has some good early foot, as does Crazy Cavalier. Those two go on with it now, with Prosper taking third, and Jetfire is shuffling back. At the rail, Phoenix Flying in his debut has some early interest, and a 3-wide Danzig Wildcat is 6 lengths off the lead. Then it's Caribbean King, Legitimate Target, and the Ohm of the Brave is next, while 3 deep, 2.5 in front of Quality Wins. And Tomorrow Never Comes at the back. 15 lengths covers them as Prosper takes the lead around the far turn. It's Prosper in front, putting almost a length on Osage Creek, who tries to battle back in second. 3 more, Danzig Wildcat in third. Then Legitimate Target, outside Crazy Cavalier, 2 clear of Phoenix Flying. Jetfire is next, and Caribbean King is angling to the outside to start his bid. He's starting to come now, and here's Caribbean King, far outside, closing stoutly. They're in the final 16th. In the meantime, Osage Creek took the lead. Phoenix Flying and Caribbean King erupting down the center of the course. Caribbean King and Antonio Fresu run them down. Crazy Cavalier was second. Down on the inside, taking third was And the Ohm of the Brave, and it was another photo for the rest. All in. And they're off. Tail on Fire was out quickly, but headed immediately. Pebbles Be Awesome now moves through, but there are several of them vying for the lead, including My Catherine Rose, who emerges with the advantage. Mujer de Oro now takes second, outside Pebbles Be Awesome at the rail. Then Venice Vibe, fourth, 4 lengths off the lead. Heart's Fantasy is next. A gap of 5 to Ain't Afraid to Dream, and Tail on Fire now trails. 3/8 to run, My Catherine Rose to catch. Leads it by a length and a half. Mujer de Oro is in second. Now Venice Vibe gets underway on the outside, taking third from Pebbles Be Awesome. Heart's Fantasy looking for room between horses, has 4 to make up as they pass the quarter pole and turn for home. My Catherine Rose has a 3-length lead coming to the 8th pole. Venice Vibe is trying to close the gap in second, and then Heart's Fantasy in third, coming to the 16th pole. My Catherine Rose lead diminishing. Venice Vibe getting within a length. My Catherine Rose or Venice Vibe. Here's the line. My Catherine Rose finds the wire. Venice Vibe just missed. Heart's Fantasy third, fourth between Pebbles Be Awesome and Ain't Afraid to Dream. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is your destination for gaming excitement. Yamava is the closest resort and casino to Santa Anita Park. Experience world-class gaming, dining, and entertainment. Coming soon to Yamava Theater, Andrea Bocelli, Mariah Carey, and the Jonas Brothers. Yamava Resort and Casino, California's number. SEAL team completes the line. And they're off in the lure. And Mano Rose bounces out as usual, right to the front. El Potente comes away in second. Then Sumter, War at Sea is in fourth. They don't appear to be going that quick either. Exalted is fifth in the early stages. Mi Hermano Ramon is on horse's heels, racing 2 lengths in front of Seal Team, who's on the outside of Sarwar. And at the back of the field is Flashiest. Mano Rose left alone on the front end, and he spurts away. It's Mano Rose clear by 6, maybe 7, 8 lengths now. El Potente is in second. Sumter in hand, inches up, taking that second spot. And then comes War at Sea in fourth. Mi Hermano Ramon is next in the red colors, racing right next to Exalted as they pass the half-mile pole. It's another 3 or so back to Sarwar, and Seal Team is next, and Flashiest has trailed throughout. Around the far turn, Mano Rose, the lead down to 3. Mike Smith and Sumter closing in with an aggressive move now. And here's Sumter right up to Mano Rose with a quarter of a mile to go. And right on by at the top of the stretch. El Potente is in third. On the outside comes War at Sea. They're a furlong from the finish. Late run from Seal Team down the center of the course, along with Mi Hermano Ramon trying to split horses, angling out late. Sumter got the jump, but he's not home yet. Mi Hermano Ramon coming out the pack with a ferocious kick. It's going to be close. Sumter, who else but Mike Smith to win the lure? Mi Hermano Ramon came with a flying finish, but he just missed. Former jockey Brice Blanc, who won the 2018 Lure Stakes for Peter Urton and CRK Stable on $18,055.80. Congratulations to the winners. Goes in. They're in the gate. And they're off. Iconic Memory is very quick away from the gate. Promise Me Cat second and trying to press. And Chopina Pasadena comes away in third. Down at the rail, Musical Number moves up into contention, only 3 lengths off the lead. Thirsty Destiny is matching that rival down the back stretch. And Don't Tell Tamo in the lime colors moving up at the rail in fifth. Then it's a break of 4. Chopina Pasadena has now lost some ground inside Princess Daddy and Faithful Truth at the back. The battle up top, Iconic Memory and Promise Me Cat really going at it. Here's Don't Tell Tamo coming through along the inside. Musical Number currently 3 wide in third. Another 3 back to Thirsty Destiny, followed by Chopina Pasadena inside. Princess Daddy, they turn for home. Iconic Memories in front. We'll have to hold off Don't Tell Tamo, who needs to find racing room along the inside, as well as Musical Number, who's grinding away. Don't Tell Tamo ups to the outside now for the final 1/8 of a mile as Musical Number takes the lead. It's Musical Number in front. Iconic Memory, Don't Tell Tamo. Musical Number will remain undefeated, scoring by 1.5 lengths. Iconic Memory second, Don't Tell Tamo third. Then Princess Daddy and Thirsty Destiny completes the super high 5. And we will have a pick 6 carryover for tomorrow.
Hi, everybody, and a happy Sunday to each and every one of you. Delighted you decided to join us for a very strong 8-race program today here at the Great Race Place. My name's Tom Quigley, your seminar host for the next 40 minutes. And the gentleman sitting next to me, he's living life these days. That's because he's the founder of Little Red Feather. His name, Billy Koch. Billy, happy Sunday. Welcome to the seminar.
Tommy, always good to be here. When I see you, I feel a little fatter and a little grayer.
Well, I actually...
We haven't seen each other in a while.
It's been a long time since January. What the hell is wrong with me?
It's your fault, not
For the
mine.
last two times, you picked nothing but winners, and then I gave you the cold shoulder.
Well, let's do it again today. It's because I probably embarrassed you a little bit.
When I didn't pick on the thought process?
That was ridiculous.
That was bad. That was bad on my part, wasn't it?
Terrible.
Let's talk about
Charles Barkley would say, terrible.
Let's talk about Del Mar. You wound up being your ownership group wound up being the leading owner at Del Mar this past summer meet. Yeah. That's pretty incredible.
Very lucky, very blessed, very fortunate. We have a great team. Phil D'Amato and his team were incredible, and it's a tribute to our partners more than anything. They're the driving force behind us, always trying to get better, always trying to find better horses, always trying to learn and do things the right way to keep them happy, to keep them coming back for more. That's really our mantra is our partners are the most important thing we have.
And your success led right into the Santa Anita Autumn Meet because you've had a lot of success in our stakes races as well.
That was an amazing day. I mean, I know we're going to talk about thought process and Ironman Cal and going to the Breeders' Cup. So that was a huge day. I like all those surfboards.
I was going to ask you, who has those two surfboards? Are they in your living room proudly displayed?
No. We gave them to a couple people. I don't want to, I don't want to go on air and say where they are.
Did they hit the ocean waves?
No, they're not. I don't think they're real surfboards.
Really?
They're kind of. Well, I don't know. I'm not a surfer. They might be. I have no idea. But they're in a very secure location. Put it that way.
Let's talk about Ironman Cal first. Of course, he won one of those 2-year-old stakes that we were talking about. How's he doing going into the Breeders' Cup?
Couldn't be doing any better. Jesse's been on him pretty much every morning, and she breezed him the other day. And really exciting horse. He's a really cool horse. He's just a dude. I don't think he truly knows what he's doing yet. But he really likes his job. He was explosive in his maiden win at Del Mar. Obviously, that trouble at the end of the race, I think he would have won.
I agree.
Clearly that day too. But I'm really he's not in yet, which is a little scary because you have to go through the process when pre-entries are taken on Monday, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get in, and we're really looking forward to running him. On sheet numbers alone, he's not far away, and it just, as well as I do, the Europeans, correct. You have to see who comes in. They're going to be tough. We know that. We're going to be a big price, but he doesn't read the tote board, Tommy. He doesn't know, and he's won over Del Mar. I think there's some advantages that we're the home team this time.
A filly who knows exactly what her job is, a filly that you own named Thought Process. Thought Process won very impressively down at Del Mar, then came here for the Surfer Girl and could not have been more impressive. Let's watch the stretch run replay and listen to Frank Miramati describe her coming down the lane.
And Thought Process has opened up a 4-length lead. Kasalu in second. Center of the course, C'est La Vie Charlie, Tigerish at the rail. But they had no chance. Thought Process in another lead.
Billy, not only did Thought Process win by open lengths, which is difficult to do, but the final time was unbelievable for a lightly raced 2-year-old filly. Now, you're worried about the Europeans for Ironman Cal. I wouldn't necessarily be worried about the Europeans with Thought Process. She's got a lot of ability.
Yeah, I got the chills right now just watching that stretch run. She's done nothing wrong. Both of these horses are bred by Brett Jones and Airdrie, so incredible. Both by Collected, as well as Conclude. So we've been very fortunate to have these collected, and this filly is special. There's no question. I mean, she won twice at Del Mar going a mile, just won a mile at Santa Anita. So this is like the first time I can remember going into a Breeders' Cup race where you really think you have a legitimate shot. She's got a lot of fans out there. I think Bill Strauss is watching. Bill Strauss is a big fan of Thought Process. And we have a great partnership with Madicket and Airdrie and us. We've done this before. That's the Conclude partnership. We just closed another partnership for 2025. So we have 4 more Airdrie breds, and it's just, again, I keep saying lucky, blessed, whatever it is, but the truth is there's a lot of hard work that went into that, and credit to Brett and his team who've done a phenomenal job. And then Phil, listen, I mean, somehow he gets along with these collected babies. I have no idea, but she's the real deal. Now, and for people out there, looking for a Breeders' Cup horse, She's going to be dangerous.
Don't tinker with anything that's not broken, right?
No.
I mean, just let Phil do his thing and the rest will take care of itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Both Ironman Cal and Thought Process are going to run on Friday because, of course, they're 2-year-olds. But you do have a runner on Saturday, Gold Phoenix, who finished a really good 4th in the Breeders' Cup Turf last year. And one thing I know about Gold Phoenix, he loves the Del Mar Turf course.
Loves Del Mar. He's won 3 straight Del Mar handicaps, which is unparalleled. I don't know if it's, I think we said it's happened once. Someone won 3 straight stake races, but that's his course. He loves that. He never fires in the John Henry. I think we've done it 3 years in a row for whatever reason.
He's trying to tell you.
He just doesn't like it. But, you know, they made it 750 this year. It was hard to turn that down.
Of course.
But, you know, he's the type of horse that has to be inside. He has to be covered up. When he gets kind of outside, he gets a little lost. And they crawled the other day in the John Henry. I would just draw a big line through that race. And depending on which Euros come, you know, he's a great long shot at 25-1 and, you know, something like that, because he does horses for courses. You've learned that over the years. I'm sure a lot of the people watching the show have learned that over the years. He absolutely loves Del Mar. He loves a mile and 3/8. I think is it a mile and 3/8 or a mile and a half? I don't even know.
Don't know because it kind of changes.
I think it's a mile. I don't think they run a mile and a half at Del Mar. Oh yeah, they do. So it's probably a mile and a half, which is fine. Extra distance, no problem. No problem. So we're excited. GFP, 3rd straight Breeders' Cup Turf.
Now,
which is pretty cool.
You're doing something interesting with Gold Phoenix as well. Talk to us about the innovative move you're making in terms of selling a part ownership stake in Gold Phoenix.
Yeah, we thought about this. We knew this Keeneland Championship sale was coming up, which we thought was really cool. And we're going to offer 25% interest in Gold Phoenix. Someone can instantly be involved in the Breeders' Cup, run for $5 million.
Like literally 48, 72 hours later.
Yes, be in a race for $5 million. We thought that was pretty cool. He's a gelding, so hopefully he will, you know, he's sound as a bell. I'm knocking on wood. He's doing great. He breathed this morning, and we're excited, and we'd love to bring someone into our group. Think it'd be a lot of fun, and they'll be with us for the next year or 2 years or however long Gold Phoenix continues to fire. He's genuine. He's consistent. He's durable, and look, he ran 4th last year against the best horses in the world.
Really
I
good
don't know if this field this year is going to be like that.
No, just Radine in the field, right?
No, but you have a Rebels Romance, who's the likely favorite and probably the most likely winner. But the rest of the field's pretty even, and we got the home court advantage again, Tommy.
Now, you've mentioned the word fun a few times already during the seminar, Billy. But truth be told, I know you and Gary and everybody that's part of your team really burn the midnight oil. I mean, you guys not only work from sun up to sundown, but you travel all around the country. Your success doesn't come easy. Let's face it, right? I mean, it's a labor of love.
Yes.
It's not like you're punching a time clock and working in a coal mine, but you are putting in a lot of work in order to achieve this success.
When you love what you do, it makes it really easy. And it's not like work, right? I mean, coming out here and hanging with our partners and getting to the winner's circle. Even yesterday, we won a $16,000 claiming race. And it was exciting. Like, I'm still like that little kid who just likes winning races. I mean, I really am. And I think our partners, you know, they put so much into it with their time and their money and their, you know, and this game is hard. We talk about this all the time, every time I'm on the show. This game is not easy. So to have the kind of success we've had, it really is a team effort, and it really goes first and foremost to our partners who believe in us, trust us, and give us so much support.
It's not easy as an owner. It's also not easy as a handicapper, but we're going to find out who Billy likes on today's 8-race card. One thing we haven't mentioned, $36,000 in the pick 6. We've got a carryover today on the 8-race card. That'll start in race number 3. But before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to the birthday boy, Frank Miramati, celebrating a birthday today. He's going to give us the early changes on today's card. When we return, we'll find out who Billy likes as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place where the track is fast and the turf is firm, the rail on the turf at 0 feet. Are the changes? In the first race, we have no scratches or jockey changes. Start of the early pick 5. The early pick 4 starts with race 2. No changes. In the third, we start the pick 6 on races 3 through 8. There is a carryover of $36,682. Just those two blinker notes. Fourth race will start the all-turf pick 3 on races 4, 6, and 8, and the 50-cent late pick 5. Just that blinker note. Late pick 4 starts with race 5. No changes in the 5th. The only scratch of the day comes in the 6th, scratch number 9. Law-abiding. $3 late pick 3 kicks off with race 6. The $5 late double starts with the 7th race. No scratches or jockey changes. And the 8th race offers super high 5 wagering. And we have those blinker notes. Enjoy your afternoon here at Santa Anita Park, where post time for the first is in 58 minutes at 1 p.m. Let's go back to Quigley's Corner, where his special guest today is Billy Koch of Little Red Feather Racing.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with Billy Koch. He's the founder and managing partner for Little Red Feather. He does have a horse on today's card. He's also got 3 runners pre-entered for both Friday and Saturday's card down at Del Mar, November 1st and 2nd. We're going to find out who Billy likes in one moment. Before we do, and we went to break, we saw the Seabiscuit statue with the saddlecloth of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Are the Dodgers going to win tonight? We need some help.
You know what? You don't want it to go to a game 7.
No, nobody does, right?
You don't want
Our
to
stomach
take
lining can't handle that.
No, it's too much. I've been watching the baseball playoffs are awesome.
It is, isn't it?
Like last night, did you see the Soto?
I did.
I mean, that was incredible.
Drama, right? He kept following up pitches.
Every pitch matters so much, and so I hope the Doyers take care of it today.
Well, let's see if we can take care of business on today's card, Billy. I know you've done the work. We're going to kick things off here in race number 1, of course, starting with the popular 50-cent early pick 5. This race is for maiden special weight fillies and mares sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the main track. We've got a field of 5 in the heavy favorite right now. 1-5 is Splendora. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Billy, I wanted to watch some workouts for this race because I'm curious as to whether or not Splendora should be 1-5 on the tote board. We know she's got a lot of ability based upon her debut effort, but here she is working with Cavalier, who came back to win just the other day, earning a buyer speed figure of 90. So Splendora, based off this work, because she's in the Bob Baffert barn, she's adding Lasix, et cetera, et cetera. Splendora's on the outside with the exercise rider wearing the white light. She works very, very well here. She kind of gives Cavalier, I should say, a little bit of a tussle coming down the lane. So she's certainly the most likely winner. I'm not sure she's worthy of 1-5 favoritism, but this is a very workmanlike performance. Bob Baffert, let's face it, while we're watching the workout, Billy, he trains them like they're in a race, right? He's one of the few trainers that runs them fast. A lot of other trainers would consider this a work that's way too fast.
He's able to do it because of the volume of these types of horses he has. So he's able. This is his mantra. This is what he does.
It's worked for him, right?
These are always fast works. And his horses, if you watch, they're prepared. I mean, they break and they go and they win. I mean, that's his formula. I have a hard time betting this horse at 1-5. I think she'll probably drift up a little bit. I made her my second pick just because I like to go. I don't want to put a big chalk on the. I think Dashingly has a really good sheet, a really good pattern. I like that she's outside in these types of races, especially with not a big field, that she can get outside of Splendora, hopefully lay on her a little bit. And Splendora is coming off a long layoff. So I'd rather take a little bit of the price. You saw I think it was the first race yesterday, one of the early races, Baffert had 2 in there that both lost. Correct. So maybe we can continue that on the weekend.
And Dashingly back on August 3rd, drew the rail and led for the half mile against One Magic Filly. One Magic Filly from the D'Amato barn.
There you go.
Beat Sweet Azteca. You know she's got ability.
That's what I was thinking.
There's a couple other fillies I want to show the workouts for as well, Billy. Let's take a look at the daughter of Justify from the Bob Baffert barn, number 3, Halone. Now, we haven't seen her since November, and again, she's adding Lasix off the long layoff. One of the reasons why I wanted to show you this work, and on the inside is Halone, but take a look at who her workmate is. None other than Nisos, who's on the comeback trail as well. So we're able to see Nisos in this workout, which was actually back on October 10th.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad. But I want you to watch the exercise rider's arms on Halone. He never really changes position. I'm assuming it's a he. That's always like a hammerlock here. So although all eyes are trained on Nisos, I thought this was a pretty good half-mile move for Halone as well. I'm not saying she necessarily can win this race, but at odds of 6-1, as you mentioned, if you're price shopping, just watching visually, and I always say trust your eyes, there's nothing wrong with this workout back on October 10th, Billy.
No, it was really good work. And how many times have we seen it the other Baffert?
Exactly.
Right? So if you're looking for a price, I wouldn't talk you off this filly. She just hasn't done much. I think she came in with pretty high expectations.
Sure.
I don't have the purchase price in front of me. You might. Or
no, actually homebred.
So just based on that work, sure. Why not? I mean, you're talking about a 5-horse field, Tommy.
Exactly.
Like, get a price.
Small field, big price. Speaking of big prices, let's watch a workout for number 5, Justify. Now, of course, she's completely disregarded on the tote board at 19-1 currently, but she adds Lasix and she takes off blinkers, and she's in the team drill here, and she's down inside. Now, we know a little bit about Auditory, Supreme Coast. I don't really remember specifically. So these aren't necessarily Baffert monsters that she's working with, but she's the one in the white helmet down on the rail. And you're going to see, although it looks like she's going to get dusted in this workout, she actually shows a good amount of acceleration. And when they enter the home stretch, suddenly the exercise rider is going to find himself in front, looking around like, what's going on here? Like, a little bit surprised, I think, himself by the sudden turn of a foot she had. So, it's something to consider maybe for an exacta, because again, it's a slow time, but I like the way she's doing. We haven't seen her since Golden Gate back in September of 2023. You can tell the other two workmates are putting up a fight, but she's stretching out her legs, wanting to do more. These runners, these workmates way in front of her, she's actually going to catch them as well as she gallops out past the wire. So again, I just think it's something that you can kind of make a case for if you want to either include her in an exacta or maybe in your early pick 5. It's not the worst workout in the world I've ever seen.
No, she actually worked good. I don't know much about the other two horses. It looks like they were all from the Francisco Garcia, which is Pipey barn.
Right, and she's a daughter of Justify as well.
Justify's been incredible. I mean, he not only.
What about all the Baffert runners that have turned out to be great stallions? American,
and that's been more recent. For a while there, it was a little hit and miss with some of the Baffert. But look at like Mackenzie's Red Hot. Obviously Justify, American Pharaoh. But he started slow, kind of had a lull. Now he's kind of picking it up. Interesting that his horses run on turf, which I think is interesting. But yeah, like when you're in a 5-horse field and you have a horse that's 1-5. My whole thing is if you love this horse and you think they're going to win single, but if you can make a case for another horse, and especially if you're kind of doing maybe 2 pick 5 tickets where you have one single and then use a couple on the other one, sure, why not?
4 and 2 in race number 1 for our seminar guest, Billy Koch from Little Red Feather. Race number 2 begins a sequence of deep and competitive races. In race 2, we're sprinting 6 furlongs on the turf course, 50-cent early pick 4 time. This is a starter allowance race. The rails today are at 0 feet. We've got a field of 10, the Moray Lane favorite, number 3, Kid Azteca from the Peter Miller barn. But here's your runner on today's card, Billy, number 5, Rexford. We've only seen him 2 times so far this year. Ricky Gonzalez on the saddle. Ricky's been winning races in bunches.
Ricky's been hot. He won for us yesterday. I think he won 2 on Friday.
He's a classic example of an underrated rider. He could 100%. Be right.
Ricky is a good rider. He doesn't get the opportunities a lot of these other guys get. He's a terrific athlete. He's a great golfer. He's a good kid. He listens, and I think he kind of got pigeonholed in that.
Northern California.
I'm a good speed rider. I'm a good speed rider.
Right.
You got to have speed. But he showed the other day on one of Phil's horses on Friday that he came from off the pace in a turf race. I think he's really underrated. He knows this horse. We gave him a break, and the break ended up being a little longer than we thought it would be. But he's come back. I think that
you gelded him when he came back.
We gelded him. We think that race at Del Mar, that's a little, if you watch the race, he just kind of went steady that day. They really rolled, but he only got beat 2 lengths.
Yeah.
He didn't have the greatest trip in the world that day.
Broke from the rail as well.
And he likes Santa Anita. He won Santa Anita off the layoff, went wire to wire that day. I think there's some, I don't like saying the word cheap, but we use it in horse racing, but there's some speed inside. I think he should get a good stalking trip in here. And I think he'll fire, third off the long layoff. This time around, I think he's got a big shot there.
You mentioned the inside speed. Both number 1, Let the Liquor Talk, and number 2, Invincible, seem to only have one way to go.
Right.
But you like Mas Rapido. I've heard of this trainer before. He's had a good Santa Anita autumn meet.
George Papadroma has had a great autumn meet, not just good. Mas Rapido, I think Mas Rapido and Rexford have faced off many times before. Sometimes it's hard to see in the PPs.
I see it back in May of last year.
I just think if the pace gets hot early, Mas Rapido will be the one running late, and he'll probably be the one that has to try to catch Rexford. It's a little bit chalky here. We're talking 3-1 and 4-1 on the morning line, but those would be my picks.
But you're still beating the morning line favorite, number 3, Kid Azteca.
We're always trying to do that, except for the next race.
Race number 3, we are sprinting 5.5 furlongs on the main track, and of course, this begins the $2 pick 6 with a $36,000 carrier. This is for maiden claimers. Calbred's $50,000 claiming tag. A field of 7, number 3, Big Gain, who's the 8-5 morning line favorite, is also a first-time gelding. Sounds like you want to beat the chalk here.
No, I made the 3-1. I went chalky.
You're not going to mess around.
I did not like this race. I'm going to be perfectly honest, but this is a first-time gelding. First off the claim for Pete Miller. Gets Fresu. Kind of feels like all systems go in here for this horse. The 1, Last Call Paul, would be my second choice, but he's had a lot of chances. He's making his 17th start this time around. So he likes to nibble. That's why I kind of put the 3 over the 1, and this is a very non-inventive race for me.
Well, I'm going to try and be inventive, Billy.
Good.
Take a look at a workout for number 6, Artist Point, who is in race 3.
And that's our buddy Rusty Brown.
It sure is. What's wrong with Rusty Brown?
Rusty Brown.
Talk about living life and loving life.
That guy is one of the best guys we have around.
He's the epitome of it. Now, what we're watching here, Billy, believe it or not, is the Chosen Vron.
I believe it.
Right?
I see Hector Barrios.
You can see him moving along at a rapid pace. But look at our buddy Artist Point right here on the outside. Jump in and join the Chosen Vron. Now, we know the Chosen Vron is pointing to the Breeders' Cup sprint. What we also know is Artist Point is in today's 3rd race for Maiden 50. So right now, he's given the Chosen Vron a little bit of a tussle. Now, I'm not indicating that he'll ever beat the Chosen Vron in a workout, much less in a race. But how much would the Chosen Vron win a Maiden 50 by? 20 lengths? Maybe?
No, because they would just wrap up. Probably
kind of like what we see in this workout.
At the 3/8 pole, he would just basically wrap up.
But you can. I'm sorry,
listen,
Billy.
No, this is it's a good work. Is it good enough to win a race like this?
I'm trying to be creative.
I like your creativity. You can't ever fault someone from saying I want to beat the big favorites with a 6-1 shot. Like people always ask me all the time, like, what do you think of this horse? I'm like, if you like this horse, go for it. Like, those are the kind, you have to have conviction, and you can't be talked off a price, or you shouldn't ever be talked.
That's why they run the race, and we've seen plenty 100%. of odds-on choices get beat. That's the beauty of the game.
Every day.
Race number 4, we're back sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the flat turf course. Race 4 also begins today. The 50-cent late pick 5, as well as the $3 all turf pick 3. This race is for $25,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 races lifetime. Again, you'll see the depth of the field here. Number 3, 49er Gold, taking a big drop in class for trainer John Sadler, is the 2-1 morning line favorite. Tyler Bays' birthday was yesterday.
Look what I wrote.
What'd you write?
Big drop. Big drop for 49er Gold. He's going to be favored in here. He's the most likely winner, but I chose a different horse on top. I went with a horse named Eastbound. I've always been a fan of this horse for whatever reason. We almost claimed him sometime like in the summer or in the last spring. This is his first start for Gambat.
Yeah.
He gave him some time after that last race. A lot of times horses will run fresh first time out. I like that he went with Abel Cedillo, who's a hustling, aggressive rider, because this horse doesn't have much speed. But I think the 6.5 is going to help him. And this is just like a new environment play, and you're getting 20-1. This horse was really thought of highly when he first started his career.
Sure was. Ran in the Singletary. You've heard of that horse.
That's right. And that's why I kind of, in kind of a field that really looks weak on paper, or not necessarily weak, but just kind of the same.
Questionable.
Right. Why not take a shot with a horse that might be 20-1?
Fair enough. Have you seen, do you come out to Clocker's Corner much, Billy, and do you watch the workouts? I was going to ask you if you saw Eastbound work, but I'll make it more generic.
I come out all the time, but I'm primarily focused on our horses, Tommy.
You.
It's very difficult to be like, oh, who's that or who's that? But I do a lot of workout stuff at home. So if I'm actually out here and I want to play, I think XBTV does an amazing job of posting all those works. I sat around the other night, I had some time, and I watched all the videos from the Breeders' Cup. Yeah. And so I think if you are a handicapper and you want to take it seriously, you have to watch this stuff. And I heard you say, you know, think about your eyes and believe your eyes. And I think that's important because a lot of times, just looking at the form, you can't see what kind of trip this horse had. You don't know if he had a beautiful pocket trip, and that's why he won. And people always say, oh, that horse had a great trip. Most of the time, if a horse wins, it's because they had a great trip, right? So a lot of times people will just look at their last race, and that'll change the odds. So if you're looking for value and you can see a horse that maybe didn't have a good trip or just, was outside on a day where it was inside speed, all those things matter and all those things will give you an edge.
We're spoiled with the internet, though. You remember back in the day when the Europeans would invade for the Breeders' Cup, we'd have to go basically to the press room for the Breeders' Cup and see the tapes of those European invaders. Now, like you said, you can sit in your pajamas and just dial it up on your computer and watch it 50 times over and over again.
Do you wear pajamas?
I don't either. I don't
wear pajamas.
But you're from Beverly Hills. I thought maybe you wear pajamas.
I do not wear pajamas, but I do sit around and watch a lot of it. I watched literally every Breeders' Cup probable. I watched all their races this year, every horse. So
you did your work.
Well, I wanted to do it before I got all the numbers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that I wasn't biased by a horse that might be 30-1. And so when I was looking for horses that I thought, hey, you know, this horse really actually looked like a horse like Jonathan's Way that no one's really talking about, that has actually looked absolutely freakish in 2 starts. And he's going to be, 10-1 in the juvenile? Like, I'm not saying he's going to win. I have no idea of the numbers yet.
But you liked what you saw.
But like, he was really impressive. And a lot of people don't get a chance to see those Kentucky races, you know? And they're all talking about Chance McPatrick and the horse Avenue, First Avenue. What's his name? First Avenue?
I haven't done as much work as you have.
I've done a little work.
I'm busy working on San Diego.
Sorry, let's go. Okay. Let's keep going. I'm off track. I'm so excited about the Breeders' Cup.
I can tell.
I'm so excited.
When do you ship down? When do you get down
I'm going to get down there Monday. I'll be down there next Monday.
Draw.
For the draw, and it's just going to be a great week. Breeders' Cup. They're awesome.
Got the sale on Wednesday.
Got the sale
Thursday,
on Wednesday.
They're going to race.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Race number 5, we're kicking off the 50-cent late pick 4 sequence. We're back on the main track, 6 furlongs the distance. Maiden optional claimers, many first-time starters in here that are 2 years old. Good field of 9. The favorite on the bottom from the Ryan Hansen barn. Irish Rebel 5-2. Tyler Bay's in the saddle today. Could be a good day for Tyler. What say you?
Seems pretty live. I'm going to go with a little bit of experience. The 6 Missile Cruiser. A lot of these horses are first-time starters. I'm a big believer in experience. Val Brinkerhoff actually does a really good job. He really does. Kind of underrated. He gets a good post. I think he'll improve this time. And I'm just kind of going on the experience edge. He ran decently, not super, but he didn't run poorly. And I think he moves forward today. By street sense too, probably get better as they go longer. I put Irish Rebel second, just based. He's got big work, so probably get bet down. Ryan Hansen does a great job, especially with first-time starters. They usually come out running. He showed speed in his work, so I went with 6-9.
Race number 6 begins the new wager, the $3 late pick 3, high minimum, low takeout, 15%. And we kick things off going 1 mile the turf course for $25,000 claimers. One scratch, the 9, law abiding, still leaves us with a good field of 11. Number 4, Little Richard's Bella from the Pete Urton barn is 5-2 on the morning line. Has Juan been talking to you at all about Juan Hernandez rides Little Richard's Bella? Has he been talking to you about Gold Phoenix? Like, is he as fired up as you are?
Juan Hernandez doesn't ride Gold Phoenix.
He doesn't? Shows how much I know. Who
Kyle
does?
Frey.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle's ridden him all year, but Juan Hernandez rode him last year in the Breeders' Cup. Juan is a great guy. He's really dry. We play golf, me and him. And
Are
Ricky
you a good golfer? You're talking about everybody
I'm terrible.
Else? Yeah.
No. I just started in January. I'm trying to get better. I have a pulled groin right now from golf, admittedly. I'm the dumbest person. I'm just getting so old, Tommy. I'm just breaking down. It's horrible.
But you still play the game.
I like it.
Even with the pulled groin. That might be affecting your score.
I like playing those guys. I like playing with those guys. Yeah. They're a lot of fun.
The jockeys are good golfers.
They're great. They're great. Juan is really funny. Juan likes to, he putts, and then he cusses at himself, and then the putt goes in.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Or he gets mad at himself for a shot, and it lands 8 feet from the. It's
no surprise he's competitive.
Really he's very competitive. I like the 3 here. B Catcher. He figures on the drop with Edwin Maldonado, Doug O'Neill. Doug's had another good meet as always. I think he'll be really tough in here. My long shot pick, and this is exactly what we're talking about. The 1, Moody Jim. you got to just draw a big line through that race. His last time he was on the dirt, he stumbled, just a not typical Moody Jim effort. Now he is 8, but he's back on the grass today. And his numbers are more than competitive, and all of a sudden you're getting 15-1. So if you're looking for kind of an exacta filler, or maybe he can step up and win, but I like 15-1 on Moody Jim. I've always liked that horse.
Yeah, absolutely. Cut out to be a nice horse. Diego Pereira decides to ride back as well off that disappointing effort. Quick question for you, Billy.
Yes, sir.
Does Phil D'Amato play golf?
He's lefty. I've never played with him. His son Ryan is an excellent golfer. He's playing on his high school team. I have never seen Phil play. I've heard he's okay.
Wow. Okay.
But he doesn't get out.
I didn't know he was a lefty.
Yeah,
lefty, righty, and everything.
Yeah,
the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, okay. Left brain.
You learn something new every day on this seminar.
There you go. That's why this seminar, all you people should watch this every day. Yes.
Speaking of paying attention, are you going to drop into the Pamplemousse at all? Breeders' Cup week, since you dropped Bill Strauss's name.
Of course. I mean,
and Jeffrey.
Jeffrey is amazing.
Some people call it the track kitchen. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It's actually a compliment.
I think, though,
it's an expensive track kitchen.
So he started making this cap steak last summer. I don't know if he probably made it before, but I just learned about it. One night he had it, and now every time I make a reservation, he just texts me and he's like, cap steak, and I'm like, what else is there? It's so good. Jeffrey and his team do a great job. And Jeffrey's one of our partners. He owns a piece of Ironman Cal and Thought Process. Jeffrey is one of my favorite people, and he and Bill and Margie and Mayo, they're just terrific people, and that's really. It's hard to find, good friends later in life, right? And that's just what we've become.
They're great restaurateurs, but they also love the game. And the Pamplemousse Restaurant, for those of you coming in from out of state, located directly across the street from the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. Not sure you can get any more reservations, but if you mention Billy Koch's name, maybe you can sneak in.
I don't think so, but maybe go sit at the bar if you can. But it's going to be crowded. I promise you that.
Race number 7 begins the $5 late day of the double. Another new wager with a low 15% takeout. Fillies and Mare Calibred, the allowance optional claiming types. Non-winners of one other than. Going 1 mile on the main track. Number 5, Stop Digging, a 3-year-old competing against older from the Simon Callahan barn, is the 5-2 morning line favorite. Juan Hernandez in the saddle again. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the favorite here, Bill?
I put this horse second, and I think she's the most likely winner. She comes out of a key race, and I love key races. The winner and the third place finisher both came back to win their next start, and I think that's big. I think she's the best horse in this race, but I had to go with the home team. I went with Temesca Caroline. I know Phil used to like this horse back in the day when she first got started. I don't know what happened, that there was a long layoff, and she's made 3 starts off that layoff. Correct. Sometimes it just takes a horse a little while to wake up. I like that she's drawn inside going a mile, that she can save some ground. And Fresu sticks around. He's one of Phil's main guys. And I just feel like 8-1, it could drift up even more. Why not in a race that there's a lot of question marks in this race. And so if there's question marks, and I don't necessarily love Stop Digging, the favorite, I might use Temesca Caroline.
Couple of additional comments on Billy's top selections in race number 7. Number 5, Stop Digging. He mentioned that she comes out of a productive race. She does. One of the things I like looking at is what were the Beyer speed figures that those winners came back to run. And Run a Mile in My Shoes came back to run a 76, and Nothing Is Forever came back to, the third place finisher came back to run a 70 Beyer speed figure, certainly validating that 71 Beyer speed figure. Now you see the jock switch over to Juan Hernandez. Yeah. She's got every right to improve because that was her first 2 turns on the main track. And Tecumseh Caroline, who you mentioned as your second choice, Billy, she comes back to her favorite track. She has 4 starts over the main track here at Santa Anita, 2 wins in 2 seconds. She's already won this condition, so she's in for the tag.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And she's 8-1 on the morning line.
That's why I like a price, Tommy. I like the prices. I can't help it. I like the value. I like the value.
We close out.
Meanwhile, I have no value in the last.
Okay, but I don't think most people do.
No,
let's express our opinions.
Yeah.
Race number 8 closes out the day and closes out the week, going 6.5 furlongs in the flat turf course for maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies. It also offers $1 super high 5 wagering. Keep in mind, live racing resumes next week, which is closing weekend here at Santa Anita on Friday. First post on Friday will be 1 p.m. But first things first, we've got a full field of 12. But the heavy morning line favorite, number 8, Margarita Gal, making her second career start, is the 6-5 morning line favorite. Now, the one thing that I will say is she was nominated for the Enokia. That race didn't fill, and now Mark's going to try her on the turf course for the first time. Is that any reason to be concerned?
Did you look at her sire?
I did.
Does he run good horses on the grass?
Does
he make good horses like Ice Cream, You Scream, and others? Yeah, Twirling Candy's a beast on the turf.
She ran against a monster in her debut.
Yeah, and here's the thing. She was favored that day.
She was odds on.
And the Baffert, who beat her, non-compliant, came back and won the stake here at San Diego. She's going to be one of the favorites in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. This filly just really figures. This is a great group. Saints or Sinners. It's a good friend of ours, Hans, and Rancho Temescal, obviously. Good group. Mark Glatt obviously does a great job. Keeps for Sue. This horse is going to be 3 to 5, and I think for your late pick 5 players or your pick 6 players, I think you just single it, call it a day, and try to get some prices earlier. I put Cloudy Woman second for Sadler, 15 to 1. Sadler goes to Barrios, who he's done really well, and she's ran well enough. I don't know if she's good enough in here, but you know Hronis, they like to win races. So Cloudy Woman is a long shot play to maybe put in your exactas and tries.
8 and 3 to close out a tremendous 8-race card. Billy, before we let you go, we got to let you do some self-promotion. If people watching want to become investors in all the fun in Little Red Feather, how would they get in touch with you?
Just go to our website, littleredfeather.com, and you know, this, as we talked about, this game is really hard. If you're going to get involved, do it because you love the game or you want to try something new. This is not an investment. This is entertainment money. This is like going to Vegas. This is, you know, really make it about that, because if you come in and you're just worried about your ROI, you're not going to enjoy it. And
scared money never wins.
Correct. That's exactly right. So give us a call. All our numbers are on the website. We're always looking for new people to bring into the game, and we appreciate the time that you put in and give it to us. And it's really nice. It's nice to be here since January. I mean, unbelievable.
Imagine what I do to the people who I don't like.
Well, yeah. I'm just happy you brought me back. I've been, you know, every Sunday I kind of come here and I was like, well.
All right. Maybe he'll call me today.
And it's also, but it's warmer in here. Is that just, did they turn the,
I think it's the energy we exuded during the last 40 minutes, right?
Let's win a race today. Come on, Sexy Rexy.
Billy, always great to have you on. Always great to have you watch as well. Before we let you go, one more wager to consider. It's the $1 Coast to Coast Pick 5. Did you see the results yesterday?
I did not.
$18,000 for a $1 investment. And as you well know, Billy, it's a combination of races from Sanita and Gulfstream Park. Low 15% takeout, a $1 minimum. We kick things off in your race. There we go. We just single Rexford, and then, we only got to pick 4 more after that.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Sanita race 2, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time.
By the way, I'll get aggregated now. Like, Billy Koch said this horse was a lock.
You want people to hit up your Twitter account.
It's going to be on Twitter like, you said you were going to win. Let me tell you something. I'm wrong a lot more than I'm right.
No guarantees in life, much less at the racetrack.
Absolutely.
Thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy yourself, and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.